Okay, namaste. Siddhananda and I are here to address somebody that's also worried that she's in her Manipura chakra and she left the heart to do this work and now she needs to be cleansed, you know.
Yeah,
And so this is again why I say a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. You know, he doesn't care about the spirits on the other side, doesn't care about helping them or not. Well, of course, it's not your work. It's our work. This is one thing we came in to do. We made this promise on the other side that we would come and do this as well. So
yeah, and really the reason why we're sharing it is because it is to help others as well here. I mean, that's the way I feel with it. Whatever comes with the spirit energy is similar to a lot of dilemmas that people are that are embodied. And whether they want to hear it or not, you know, that's what we're seeing. And
exactly.
So that's also why we're sharing it with, you know, students and whoever else is interested. Otherwise, we wouldn't have put it online, nothing. So, you know, I feel more and more, you know, I don't feel like I'm out of my heart center. I don't know where that...
Well, exactly. And this is, again, why I said a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. They run here, run there, read this, read that, think they have knowledge, think they know what they're talking about, when unfortunately they don't. You know, I can assure you she's not leaving her heart center to do this. You know, if you think she's leaving the heart center to stay in a Manipura chakra, and this is exactly why my guru doesn't want to work with Kundalini, because people get stuck with this kind of nonsense that they come up with, and exactly why he won't work with Kundalini, because he'd have people coming with these kind of proclamations and questions and think they know, you know, and he just didn't want to deal with them.
You know, it's a new thing, and I did have a hard time. There's actually a lot of things going on all at once that took place that was causing depletion. That was one thing that was different and new, and there were some different energies coming through, but there was other things behind the scenes that caused that to occur. So I have to say, being in the energy is actually quite reviving to me, you know, and grounding, and
it's getting better every day. There's a lot of other stuff that you're not privy to. There are a lot of changes going on in the cosmos now. There's a big, you know, things are shifting. We're going through a major shift at this present time. And we're working on more level than what you are. You're working with your own self-identity, and that's it. You know, we're working on a more grand scale with many others besides ourselves. She also is, you know, in the position that if something happens to me, she will be the holder of the energy for the path. At this moment, I'm the holder of the energy for the path, you know. And again, this is not something you need to be concerned with. It's not your path.
No, and for me, you know, I have to say this, whatever's open has really been a learning process for me and brought more clarity. It's hard, you know, hard things don't mean they're bad things, you know, and I've been through enough hard things to know that if you keep going through them, it opens to something else. You know, if you back off, you know, I'm just going to sit where I'm at, where I'm comfortable, or where other people are comfortable. I don't know. I mean, for me, this has been, you know, a learning and brought more clarity. I just really feel it's part of my journey right now, until everything is completely, you know, completion. But it is what it is, and, you know, I think people have their own spins on it, obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously that's true, because we're hearing them. That's it.
And don't worry, I'm really, you know, there is still some fluctuations, but there was some hard things happening before this happened. You know, I can't.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a new thing, and there's grounding. Don't think this is just, you know. This is just one of them. I just need to be honest. So this is, you know, you don't know my journey, and you know that's just the reality of it. And I also know what is grounding to me, and you know, being with Guruji has always been amazingly grounding to me. Whatever we're doing, and, you know, shopping or this, and you know, I know that 100%. You have to experience it, and you know, we're just moving on this new adventure, and in the meantime, I'm staying very heart-centered and staying, you know, continuing to clear things out.
She couldn't do this work if she weren't heart-centered. You know, contrary to what your belief system is, she could not do this work without being heart-centered.
And I think it's why it came overall. Now, I don't want to say me like a personal thing, but I just think overall because it is hard work. It's from the heart. you know, that's what this is about, you know, and it's
so
out of love. So I don't know
exactly.
what to say.
So thank you for your concern. But again, this is the problem. People have knee-jerk reactions and they go to an absolute spin mode rather than sitting and waiting to see what comes forth. And they go into judgment and they go into this, and you wind up cutting off your nose to spite your face. So
Yeah.
rather than getting what you could get from these videos, which there's a lot of good pointings for a lot of people, instead you go, oh no, I've read that it, and you're in the Manipura, and I've heard other ones. Yeah, I've told my students not to mess around with psychic.
Mm-hmm.
They're not to a point where they can do that. It would be very detrimental.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like I said, don't do third eye meditations. I still hold true to what
Absolutely.
I said.
And here, I never nourished the psychic thing. Not one iota of this was I expecting or even encouraged or hoped for or
Right.
dreamed about. Nothing. I need to say zero.
Right.
So this is the reality of it. It is not something that I ever, Guruji encouraged or, these things open spontaneously, just like when the Kriyas opened here. I never thought in a million years I'd have them for 22 years like I did. I never dreamed of it. These
Right.
things just open
And
spontaneously.
those are falling away now, and it's going into a new phase.
And that's all. It comes into another phase until, these things
Neither did I
change.
ever think in a million years this is what I would be doing. But,
Right.
Again, this is what opened, and this is the door we are being presented to walk through. And so that we are doing. We have kept it very clean. Make sure we keep it very clean, and that we are only working with that which is very positive in order to aid the planet as well as
Right.
we can. That's what we vowed. That's what we continue to do.
Yeah, and Guruji, she makes sure that, I'm very well taken care of. I take care of myself. I mean, we have a very, actually, we make sure we have a healthy lifestyle. I mean, just, don't worry about it. That's all that I have to say. And what we hope is that people that listen to this, the ones that are interested, just open their hearts. And maybe if it
Exactly.
touches you, if you can move forward, if you can stay present more, this is what we're hoping for. Not that these tangents people go off on, although this happens. But anyway, I'm here to just say, it's not all that. And hard things, you got to keep going through. But in my heart, I just, I'm following along whatever feels right out of love to, aid and to be part of that as this unfolds. It's a mystery to me too.
Yeah, unfortunately, all these books come out about the chakras, and they wind up being huge stumbling blocks for people. And it's one of the worst things I've seen happen when it comes to Kundalini. A lot of people are writing a lot of stuff, and 99.9% of it is absolute nonsense. Mm-hmm. And yet people take it as valid, and so they stumble, and they really get in a big spin. Mm-hmm. And so this is one thing, as being a guru, is very difficult to get them out of that spin. But I've read it, and I know it, and this has to be right because I've heard it here, I've heard it there, just because it's popular doesn't make it right. Okay?
No, I've never gotten into chakras. I mean...
Yeah, and there's no need to get into chakras. Chakras are, they're levels and layers of consciousness.
I mean,
when you
right.
start getting into this one holds this and this one holds that and that one holds, and oh my God, you can't move here because if you move there, then you're missing this. No, once you're open, everything is open.
That's right. I mean, I've just, and again, which the direction on this path, stay in your heart, and that's all I've concentrated on was that. The rest I just let do whatever.
But if you think that you just stay in the heart and everything else is blocked, then absolutely, again, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Right. As you complete, as you go further, things are open. That's it. It's just the way it is. There's not this one closes and then that one closes and then this one opens and then it's not like,
linear thing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not like that at all. One goes through levels and layers of consciousness, and as one moves forward, one can easily access other layers and levels of consciousness. That's all. Mm-hmm. Without removing from the heart.
Yeah, this is,
Without having that heart-head balance. I mean, you know, you
Yeah.
can have a heart-head balance and be very smooth, you know, and so it doesn't mean that you can't do this work if it's open to you. But again, it's not something that I recommend that any
No,
chase, because they can
absolutely not.
absolutely get in an absolute spin
Oh, it
about
could be
it.
so ungrounded. I just know that with this
Yeah.
opening, if I didn't have the grounding, like I say, and I never sought it out, but people that do, I can't imagine how out there in the ethers they could get. This is very possible, and
Hmm.
just to, knowing.
And this is why it's not recommended for people that are
and it's
walking.
not needed.
Exactly, it's
just
not needed.
psychic or not, that isn't even anything that matters.
It's not needed for your own path. In this case,
for some reason, it's here.
for this case, it's needed to work with the other side. That's it, you know. Otherwise, it has nothing to aid you in your own path. So anyway, it is what it is, and so we make no bones about it. We're going to address it. And you can either stay and watch the videos or go your way. It's up to you. Nobody's constrained to be here. So we'll just leave it at that. We wish you well no matter what choice you make.
And have a good weekend, and we're just going to be relaxing.
And we're going to relax. We're taking off this weekend and relaxing.
Yeah.
We've decided we'll work Monday through Friday, and we'll take weekends off and relax to replenish and stuff.
That's where things are at in this moment, and that's all. We just wish the best for all, and this is all that we have at heart, is that people.
But I can tell you this, sometimes working with the sadhakas on earth, we've been much more depleted than we have been going through this. That I can guarantee you 100%.
You can say that for sure, for all that you've gone through.
100% I can say
that.
Oh, yeah, this is nothing compared to that. Exactly. So
different things. So, anyway, but thank you so much, and just take care, and we'll see you next time.
Exactly. Namaste.
Bye.